Hey friends, day 3, 10 days till a decade. Thank you so much for all your positive support and comments and all the love that you've shown for the first couple of videos. It really means a lot to me and puts the pressure on me making these because if nobody would have saw them, who knows if I still would be doing this, and that is the nature of social media. But if you're just tuning in to this is day 3. I'm cataloging 10 days of videos recounting my story about my life and how I ended up 10 years sober. So the first 2 videos were Drinking Dave videos, and I think the way I'm going to break it down is first 5 are going to be what it was like, and then the next 5 are going to be what it was happening in recovery. Because just because I got sober didn't mean life got easier. I mean, it did in a lot of respects, but hard stuff still happened. So I think today's video is going to be a couple Chicago stories. I left home at 18 years old and lived on a buddy's couch in Chicago because I just didn't want to live in a home anymore. And it kind of gave me the autonomy to kind of drink and move about as I pleased. You know, when you're living at home with your folks, there's rules and regulations. So I didn't want any of that anymore. So I moved to the city. I joined up with a crew of dudes that drank like I drank, and I had a really good time. You know, some of my drinking stories in Chicago were a lot of fun. I mean, I remember drinking at keg parties and doing mixers and socials and going to clubs and live music, and it was the best. But a couple of times it wasn't the best. I remember one time, I think it was maybe sophomore, junior. No, I think it was a junior in college, and me and my roommate had been smoking all day and drinking a little bit, and then we ended up at a party up the road. We lived in Little Italy in Chicago, and one of the things about me at that point in time is I was a very fast beer chugger. I'm talking, I could do a beer bong in a 1/1000 count, and it was over. And this particular party, there was a lot of different people from the college, and then some out-of-towners that were there. And I believe the way it went down was he who could drink the fastest beer bong would run the keg, would control the pump of the keg as people were to do in college. So I was put up against these football players from St. Xavier University, and I decimated them. I could drink faster than anybody. So me and my roommate went up the road after some heavy drinking session, and we smoked a little weed in the minivan that I was driving at the time, passed out, and then came back to the party. On our way back to the party, that group of football-playing dudes started walking out, and I was drunk, but I was never a super mean drunk, but I was just like, have a good night, guys, drive safe. And they all thought it was a slight and proceeded to attack me. They circled me up and dropped me to the ground and grabbed my hair and smashed my face into the pavement. If you can see one of these scars here, they cracked my right orbital. What they did not know is my roommate Sean was a 4th degree black belt. So when he saw this going down, he grabbed one of the guys kicking me and he ripped him to the ground and he put him in a fish hook. And he goes, I swear to Christ, if you don't stop hurting my friend, I'm going to rip your friend's face off his fucking body. And they saw the kid's lips start bleeding and they got freaked out and they ran away. And I finally got up off the ground and my eye was swelled shut, and turned out I cracked my right orbital. And that still was just a crazy night. That was just a crazy night of over testosterone dudes, me being drunk, and the thing I said was interpreted as talking shit. And I don't have any tattoos. I might get one day, but I've got scars all over, reminding me of the history of my drinking days. And again, this wasn't even the worst thing to happen to me, but it was a pivotal moment in the way that it's just like, oh wow, my drinking has gotten to the point where I'm getting in fisticuffs with random strangers and getting severely injured. So that's day 3. It's a little bit of an intense story, but I'm happy to share it with you. And if you're enjoying these, I appreciate it. And if you get anything out of them, that's awesome too. The recovery aspect of this is I look back at a story like that, and these intense stories were still not enough. Like, I guess a regular drinking person would be like, well, maybe I should cut back on the booze. And me, I was like, that's not a me problem. That's a them problem. That's a them wanting to beat me up problem. And I never saw my part in anything. Now granted, they attacked me and I said some shit, but, should I have been there? Who knows? But it definitely is a story, and it's definitely day 3, and this one ran a little long, so I appreciate you for watching. Take care.